Hello? Hello?
Shut. Review me.
What?
Review me.
Okay, what if it's trash? What the fuck?
You have no say. I control you! Wake up!
So the ScHoolboy Q album, Crash Talk, has finally been released to the public after a 3-year wait. Blank Face LP was one of my favorite albums of 2016. Still fuck with it to this day. Ride Out with Vince Staples, John Muir, and even Big Body, Dope Dealer. Everything on that album is just so strongly influenced by West Coast culture. He's kept up this image for the past couple years of having this hidden exterior. Even in this album cover, it seems that he's trying to imply that he's in his bag, figuratively and literally. I just can't wait because I'm just excited, and I want another classic. I want another album that I can play to death. April 26th, 2019, and I'm ready for the shits. First track is called Gang Gang.
Chef order, white girl, oh boy.
Whip clean dope boy, yes, I like that.
AK's head wraps, BK's did that, third being still black, low life, real life.
Sometimes the lyrics might just seem so simple, but the impact and how much they mean. Low life, real life. Like, to the outside, what they doing is considered living as a low life, but to them, it's just basic. It's real life. It's reality. It's not being a low life. This is how you survive. Oh, that build-up is just amazing. All right, I love the energy that intro song gave me. Very short, but it got its point across. And I don't know if that's going to be the method for the project, because I looked at the amount of tracks on here, and I looked at the time frame for all of them. They're all relatively short, but it gave me a lot of energy. It gave me a build up a couple of times in the song, got its point across, has a nice catchy hook and chorus, and I think the instrumental is very ominous and represents a scary environment. So I don't really think he failed with giving us what the energy for a good portion of this project is going to be about. Next track is Tales.
Pops living is still dead, tell you all about it. Rag Instagram, we gram first a month. Before the gates, I couldn't bring my dogs with me, so I wasn't with it. I'm not talking about it.
Oh my, I love that.
Miss my mom's funeral, my daughter,
I really can't do this. I can't do this no more. The hook, or the midway point of that song, represents so much sorrow. Those vocals that come in are kind of like cries or these breaths that just need to be taken, that you don't really get to take while you're sitting in the environment, while you're trying to plan your next move, or while you're trying to get out of that environment. It's kind of like just a woo-saw almost. Yeah, I didn't expect, as far as content is concerned for this track, it being so short, I didn't expect him to rap for the duration of the song, the remainder of it. I thought he would have continued out and let the vocals come in, but he really did describe how it feels, just PTSD in that environment, references how the only way you'll see 30 in that environment is if you're in a can, which is if you're in prison. It's just a lot, it's a lot. Let me tell you about some tales that you probably don't hear about too often. That from the outside looking in probably look like these people are just doing whatever, but on the inside looks very grim, just like it's a mental thing holding them back. And it's almost like a responsibility to your environment too at the same time, because you can be smart, but sometimes if your best friends or the people around you can't move in the same way that you move, even if it's like academically or you want to, you know, branch off and do something else. It's hard to just leave that environment when you have people that you love or care about or things that you're loyal to over there. So it's always a constant tug of war. Next track is Chopsticks. I absolutely fucking hated this song. Now, for anybody from TDE who might stumble across this video, do not choke me. But this beat was extremely generic. Nothing about this track stood out. Chopsticks as a reference to a woman's legs. This shit is just ass, man. The hook is bad. Travis Scott singing over it. Chopsticks. It's generic. It's cheesy. It's bland. Nothing really happens. ScHoolboy Q doesn't add much through his verse. I just thought the track was awful. Do not choke me. Also, on the track listing, that's an odd, you know, segue from Tails into Chopsticks. I don't know if that, you know, plays into the next track that well, but whatever. And the next track after that is Nümb Jüice, which is a track I really enjoy. Gave me a lot of fast-paced energy. I really enjoyed that track. Nothing really else to say about it. Short, gets to its point. A lot of people were thinking that, oh my gosh, shut up! It might be an intro to a longer song. It wasn't, I see. So, yeah. But I really enjoy Nümb Jüice. And funny enough, the track after Nümb Jüice is Drunk. Oh shit, that's got black on it. That piano and those hi-hats mixing with the bass line. Oh my god. God. This is hitting different. That sounds like No Name. That track is a vibe for all the people that like to say everything is a vibe when they can't describe how they really enjoy a track. That song to me honestly was a vibe. That track is from ScHoolboy Q being kind of calm in his delivery and not being too abrasive or aggressive and telling this chick, you know, what it'll do. And then Black coming in with ultra smooth vocals. I just think this track works. And again, as I said, the piano, it just hits different. Next track is Lies with Ty Dolla and YG. I like this. I like Ty Dolla Sign's hook on here. I do. That song was cool. I really like the Ty Dolla Sign's hook and the whole track being about some chick, you know, basically telling lies for clout. Definitely sounds like the West Coast though. I love how strongly influenced the sound is. So if anything, it's regional influence, I give it that. And YG's verse is actually pretty cool on here. So 5200 is track number 7.
Oh yeah, I've been counting dead men putting bodies in the sand till it's staying on ya.
Oh wait. That line is hard. I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, I just caught that. I've been counting dead men putting bodies in a safe. Fuck. Dead presidents are the bodies. Those are the bodies he's putting in the safe. He's in the safe. This track, I'm really good with. I like the hook and the I've been counting dead men putting bodies in a safe. Like I like that line for the hook. And I like the first verse. I just think the beat is just really simplistic and like it's staying for so long. I was really waiting for a switch up, you know, an instrumental change or evolution or transformation halfway through, because I didn't expect another verse of just more of the same instrumental. I think it got really boring because the beat is already so simplistic. Hearing it for 3 minutes just doesn't really do much, and it stays consistent the entire 3 to 4 minutes. So I don't know. I'm mixed on it because I really enjoyed the first verse and I enjoy that hook. And the beat isn't terrible, but I think it being so simplistic, it just takes up way too much of the song, and it could be transformed or something could be added to it to make it a little bit more interesting, because by the second verse, you already know what you're gonna get. It's just kind of not interesting anymore. Track number 8 is Black Folk. I don't know what this is. I've heard it before. I don't know what this is though.
It's what you say. Give me cars, 100 horse, give me yours, back and forth. On the guap, on no fetty, on no cake, get the fuck up off my face. More fake nigga, his favorite ones is he fake.
I get the flow of the track. It does feel a little all over the place, but I mean, the message I guess he's trying to convey here is, you know, there are things in this track that he speaks to that are kind of like, you know, native to black folk in a way, but I don't know. It's just a little bit disjointed to me, the song. You know, it does have a rhythm. It does have a path or a track that it follows. It's just a little bit all over. It's hard for me to really not necessarily get attached to something and enjoy it. It's just there's so many different elements that just kind of keep getting thrown in that don't actually complement, you know, the beat or the instrumental or his voice overall to me. Definitely soothing. It's just a little awkward. Track number 9 is ScHoolboy Q and 21 Savage on Floating.
Sauce everywhere. Ring got broccoli in my snow
not the
roll
broccoli.
model. That's floating.
Oh my god.
I'm bringing up here. The chopper don't float. The product get like mud. Who the plug getting?
I'm running to the money, y'all jogging. Yeah. I'm still
Running
the
to
same,
the
I'm just a
money, y'all
richer
jogging?
guy.
Why?
I'ma let your best friend nibble me. Yeah. You can't do nothing for me.
What?
Unless
Well, I think whoever was on the keyboard was really nice. But I mean, the track was cool, man. That bass line gets like so distorted as it falls. I really enjoy it. Instrumentally, it's very ominous, and it definitely offers more of that, you know, dead kind of delivery that I like from actually both artists. Even though ScHoolboy Q on this track is a little bit more animated with his verse, he does dead it up a little bit for his hook. And 21 Savage, to me, his verse was just not that good. I didn't like that verse at all, really. It just, not that he has to be a lyrical rapper or anything, it's just like that just didn't hit. Track number 10 is Dangerous. Okay, this could be something. Oh yeah, see, this is what's up. Yeah, I'm ready. Oh my, yes. Please, this could be the one.
Grip me by my hand till you teach me to flow. Head is in the cloud with my stomach below. Something about this feeling, I felt it before.
It's like the sound is struggling to escape through the speaker, and it sounds so good. And it like the instrumental reversed before it ended up doing that. And Kid Cudi right now is handling this track. I think they're both singing though. This is nice. This might be one of my favorites. Oh my god, the hums. Fuck you. He knows what he's doing. That song was like when you traveling to your high and then mellowing out. Like, that's what that was for me. And that was great. I think Kid Cudi acts as a good way to mellow you out or smooth it out, because his humming is just so, you know, it's so consistent, and it like takes more precedence over the instrumental. So it just like, it's like wrapping around. His voice is like a condom. What? Huh? What? Huh? Track number 11 is Die Wit Em.
That 40 on my lap, I'm God, nigga. You talking bitch, then you can die with him. Pieces gotta have it, right nil to deposit. Heard your record, I'm your father.
I wanted to like that track fully so bad. It's just these beats sound so plastic with him rapping over them. Like, a good portion of these beats are generic. They really are. And I think some of what ScHoolboy Q's appeal is for me is his ability to sound so holistic over, I guess, instrumentals that have a little bit more identity to them. Because these sound like trap beat instrumental 2018 that you can find on YouTube. No disrespect to the producer or, you know, the work it took to make the song. It just, you've heard this before. You know you have. Like, I like this track. And the energy in it is great. And the content, you know, is about what I like from ScHoolboy Q, always. But I don't know, this instrumental just kind of kills it for me. Like, the energy just isn't there as much because the beat is just so obsessed with proving itself that it's like distracting how generic it ends up being. But I don't know, I could be in the minority. People could really love this song. I think it's a good song. I just the beat is just so distracting for me. And this is coming from a guy that likes overbearing beats from time to time. But track number 12 is Crash. Are you using the Royce Defy 9? You can't just slow that down and just like, what you doing?
Gotta need new shoes. If I lose, she lose. And I ain't get used to losses. I wish all my love was unchained. I mastered the rap game.
Sorry, see, it's some things like that. Days like this, I wish all my looks were unchanged. Now that I'm in the position that I'm in right now that I'm happy, now that I'm not doing what I needed to do before, I wish that those people that were coming up with me weren't in their position so that they could see it. So they could see that, you know, everything that we worked for is possible so that I could take care of them. That sucks. That's fucked up.
West side, we don't ship slide, we on trip time.
I like it. The beat just adds itself to Q. It's not trying to overtake him or prove anything.
I can tell they all piecing up, and I can show them where peace resides. Since 8 years old, I knew I'd be rich.
Jesus Christ, man. These are the type of instrumentals he needs. These moments where he's able to be a little bit more like there's not so much going on around him that he could just sit there and talk. He's saying he's got to get away from everything and everyone else just to have a peace of mind, but his family wants a piece of his. But he can tell when the ops are piecing up, and he'll show them where the peace resides. That right there is just hard.
You buy a chain but won't buy no land. The hashtag should say desperate. I'm kicking game for.
He's talking to everyone, to the rap game, to himself, to his daughter, all his plans to keep going until the wheels fall off. I just think this track is great. And the sample it uses perfectly illustrates what the zone is that he needed to be in for this song to kind of happen and you to focus on it. Next track is Water with Lil Baby. Oh man, this might be good. Whatever sample this is that are looping, I love it. That's ScHoolboy Q.
Yeah, engine too fast, a nigga could never be late. Ay, I'm dropping the top, no need for the 10, I'm extra. The safe for the water, yeah, I got that water. I got that water. The one time now name pocket, keep the fifth on the bitch on the name.
This track was cool. Not crazy, but it's cool. I really like that. Whatever the loop sample was, loved that. And yeah, I think it's a cool track. It's cool. That's really nothing much else to say about that. And the final track on this album, Crash Talk from ScHoolboy Q, is Attention.
In the bank, I need all that. So run it, man. Getting praises from Jay. Fuck about the support.
This is what I need. This right here. This reminds me of Blank Face. Well, not Blank Face LP. I mean the single where Jadakiss got added to. This reminds me of that. Just the subtlety of it. That's nice.
Alchemist, my favorite producer, and he my friend. All this love from the son quit sports to become a grip in the mix. Working hard through all the problems, the son just couldn't be fixed. First fig side originals, you at the laundromat, the shots rang off. I ducked to the back, finally understand why my uncles was never sober.
Oh my
gas,
God,
gas, my motor. Pop, Snoop, corrupt ass, bitch, I'm deja vu. You see my homie.
I feel like Attention is one of those tracks where it's a warning and also a statement. Just to say that I'm coming for everybody, but at the same time, I'm already at the top. And these are the kind of instrumentals I think lend themselves to Q in a way that allows him to be the center of attention and not draw it away from him. This album, to me, I'm gonna say it'll probably take me a couple more times to listen to see how it ranks up against his other work. But in all honesty, I don't think it's an amazing album. I don't think it's a bad album by any means. And I can say it is a bit of an evolution in the sense that he's experimenting like with different styles of beats that I don't normally see him on unless it's a feature. These don't really lend themselves to Q in a way that I think is very organic. They kind of attach themselves in a way that makes it seem like they have to prove something. Like the instrumentals have to be kind of either crazy or abrasive or use this simple, very generic routine that you see in a lot of quote-unquote trap instrumentals nowadays. And I don't think that works with ScHoolboy Q's style that often. The tracks here that I think are the best are the ones that actually lend themselves to him in a way that he doesn't have to do anything other than rap. Tracks like Tales, Attention, Drunk, Dangerous, I think all give ScHoolboy Q an opportunity to be the center of attention. And I think that's what would make this album a little bit more digestible, is not having those abrasive beats from time to time. And I'm a fan of that, but ScHoolboy Q has just been a rapper to me that's always been so groovy, or that has embraced gangster rap to the point where he is a necessity. He's like a necessity, or like his energy and his style of rapping is just so required on his songs. Like, I can't not have it. And some of these instrumentals just take that away from me. As far as content is concerned, it does seem like the part of this is ScHoolboy being in his bag and, you know, taking this road until the wheels fall off. Content wise, I don't really think there's much here that we're exposed to that wasn't on his previous project. This is one of the few times in his music that he's talked about his daughter at length, and talked about his plans on Crash with the Royce 5'9" sample. I really do enjoy him being a little bit more introspective on tracks like that. Other tracks I feel like could have been given more attention, like Black Folk. I thought that was a track that could have been written better. Features on this album acted pretty much as expected, with the YG, the Ty Dolla feature, the Lil Baby feature, the 21 Savage feature, which in my opinion was a little bit underwhelming. It was about as expected. Overall, I think the album is a good experience, but I just don't think the amount of time ScHoolboy took to define himself in his earlier work is present here. I would have liked for some of these songs to be a little bit more transformative. I would have liked for some of these instrumentals to lend themselves to Q a little bit more. I would have liked for him to address some of the topics on this album in a bit more of an introspective way, or sometimes just a little bit more of a carefully written way. We all know ScHoolboy Q is a gangster. We all know that ScHoolboy Q was a part of the street. We all know that he moves a certain way, but I feel like some of that information is just regurgitated here. I do have some track favorites, but for the most part, this album doesn't do too much for me. But there are some really good songs here. ScHoolboy Q, Crash Talk. Thank you for watching. You let me know what your favorite tracks are in the comment section down below. Let me know if you felt the way I felt about any of these tracks in the comments. And also, if you completely disagree and you really love every song on this project, let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Do not choke me. And yeah, peace.